Her smile stretched too wide, far too bright for the moment she chose to land her blow. It was my retirement celebration, a room packed with coworkers, old friends, and people who believed they understood my life. "Let's make tonight unforgettable," she declared, holding up the divorce papers like she'd just won a prize. Her children clapped. Mine stared at the floor, ashamed or shocked, maybe both. I didn't react. I simply picked up the pen, signed my name, and leaned close enough for only her to hear. "You don't even realize what you've just done." She smirked, certain she had the upper hand. She had no idea she'd just unlocked the door to my freedom. I married Claire when I was 58, older, supposedly wiser, convinced I wasn't as naive as my younger self. She arrived like warm sunshine after a long winter, soft-spoken, tender, attentive. She laughed at my outdated jokes, even the ones I had recycled too many times. Her children were cautious at first, yet courteous. I fed them, clothed them, paid for their schools, their activities, every want they voiced. They called me uncle in the beginning, then dad by the next year. For a while, I let myself believe I had built a new family. That belief is why the betrayal struck so deeply, not the end of the marriage itself, but the foolish hope that I finally belonged again. The signs started quietly. Her sudden late nights, an unexpected obsession with working out, her phone always flipped face down. But the real fracture came from something embarrassingly simple. She walked into the house wearing a watch she had sworn she couldn't afford. A week later, I recognized that same watch, same scratch on the rim, in a photo on her son's Instagram. Except in his picture, he was in a hotel room. A hotel I had unknowingly paid for through a company discount she never realized I could track. The caption read, "Family getaway, Mom and Uncle Darren spoiling us again." Uncle Darren, the so-called family friend, her ex-boyfriend. I didn't break down. I didn't argue. I didn't even confront her. My heart iced over, and my mind honed itself like a blade. The hurt turned into strategy. Step 1. Silence. People misinterpret silence as surrender. But silence is only the loading chamber for action. I gathered every financial document she left unattended. I monitored every withdrawal she made from our shared accounts. I took pictures, kept screenshots, saved timestamps. I met with my lawyer, quietly, efficiently, without emotion. While she stayed late at work, I strategized faster. I transferred my assets into a legal trust she couldn't touch. I removed her from the inheritance plan. I blocked her access to my retirement funds the moment the divorce became official. All of it perfectly aligned with the prenuptial agreement she once mocked and waved off. She forgot that I'd built a career on recognizing patterns, spotting inconsistencies, and preparing for disasters before anyone else saw them coming. She married a man who had spent 3 decades outsmarting corporate thieves and then tried to rob him. I almost pitied her. Almost. So when she stood in front of everyone at my retirement party, my milestone, and tried to decorate my humiliation with her betrayal, I delivered the performance of my life. I pretended to be blindsided, devastated, shattered. People whispered about how cruel it was for a man of 61 to be abandoned like that. Some pitied me. Some pitied her. None of them knew my lawyer had already submitted my divorce filing an hour before the party. None of them knew the prenuptial agreement she scoffed at protected every asset I owned, except the house her children adored. None of them knew the infidelity clause she violated was documented, dated, indisputable, which meant she had no claim to anything. Not even alimony. 3 months later, the court confirmed it all. Watching her face collapse when the judge said, "Mrs. Daniels, you will receive none of the marital assets," was nothing short of cinematic brilliance. Her children glared at me like I had betrayed them, but I had fed them, supported them, sheltered them, and they still cheered on her treachery.
They were never really mine.
She caught me outside the courthouse, mascara streaking down her cheeks, voice cracking. "You destroyed me," she whispered. "No," I said calmly. "You destroyed yourself. I just stopped financing it." Her son puffed up his chest, ready to charge at me, but when security shifted their stance, he stepped back. Claire's hands trembled as she begged, "Please, we can fix this." I stepped just close enough for her to hear, but far enough for her children to watch every word. "Do you remember the night you served me those divorce papers at my own party?" She swallowed hard. "Yes. You thought you were ending my life." I gave her a small, cold smile. "All you did was set me free from yours." Then I walked away. No turning around. No guilt. No second thoughts. That evening, I sat alone in my quiet house, my house, and felt something I hadn't tasted in years. Peace. Not because I had won, but because I survived with my self-respect untouched. As I poured myself a drink, I whispered the same words again, this time to an empty room. "You had no idea what you just did."